Today, Silas and I worked a little bit more on our exposure opportunities with a focus on social distractions. So I'm going to show you a couple of exercises, one that focuses on impulse control around people, so ignoring them when they're talking to you or to him. And then the second exercise is an appropriate interaction exercise. It just sets up a controlled way for Silas to appropriately greet someone on your cue and then to come right back to you and keep working, okay? So the first thing we did was a variation of that it's your choice exercise. We're gonna come back to that a lot. Our distraction of choice today, though, was Eva. So you might be able to see her, or she might be off frame right now, but I'm staring directly at her right now. And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start Silas up in just a loose leash walk back and forth. And Eva's going to introduce some low-key verbal distractions, and we're going to work through that, okay? And then next thing I'm going to do is invite Silas to greet Eva just very briefly before I recall him back, okay? So first we're going to start walking. Let's go, now that you're focused back on me. Yep, good boy. Go ahead, Eva, whenever you're ready.
Look at the good boy. Oh, that's a handsome boy.
Yep.
Yes, look at the handsome dog.
So the only rule for Eva right
He's
now,
so pretty.
yep, good job, is that she does not say
Look at how cute he is.
Silas's name. Yep, good boy.
That's such a pretty boy.
And you notice that he is kind of checking in with her every once in a while.
Such a good man. That's a
Yep.
good boy.
And I'm marking for that check-in because I want him to get used to seeing people and having people see him. Yep. But not feeling the need to immediately throw paws. Yep, good boy. Sit. Yep. Good job. Yep. Oh, too close. Yep, that was a better choice, dog. Good job. So the other thing we practiced is just a brief approach and retreat by our distractor. So Eva's just going to take, yep, good job. A couple of steps towards us and then immediately pivot and walk away. Down. Yep. That was nice. So in this scenario, yeah, while I would love to see a hip roll when I cue the down, I'm more concerned with where Silas's eyes are. So I'm just going to focus on marking when he notices Eva. You want to try one more time for me? Yep. Good boy. We finish on that beautiful rep there. Very nice. Can you cash? So this next exercise introduces a constructive way for Silas to approach someone, greet them appropriately, and then come right back to you on a recall. So Eva, if you can step towards me just a little bit so you're in frame here. Yep, good boy. So I'm going to invite Silas to say hi. That's the cue, say hi. And when Eva hears me say that, she's going to pull a kibble out from her. You got to chew the cookies. There you go. She's going to pull a kibble out from her pocket and offer it to him so he can go retrieve the kibble. And as soon as he eats it, I'm going to recall him back to me. Okay? Ready? Say hi. Why are you being so good? Say hi. Yep, here. Yep, good job. Very good. So, as a service dog, normally you do not want to just let your dog say hello to anybody who asks. However, there are going to be situations when you need to let him greet someone. Say if you're in an exam room, at a doctor's office, or a hospital, and the doctor is going to need to either have him under control somewhere else, good boy, or is going to need to approach you for an examination. It's helpful to just let your dog greet that person, establish appropriate interactions ahead of time so that you can then work through whatever you have to work through while that individual touches you or interacts with you in other ways, okay? But do not turn this into a regular exercise. This is going to be for very few individuals and only on an as needed when absolutely necessary basis. If you allow this to happen to too many people in public, your dog's going to turn into a social butterfly, and you don't want a social butterfly service dog. You need your dog to focus on working for you and not on saying hello to the world like that. So practice this with family, because they're going to potentially need to handle him for you in certain situations. Practice this with other medical professionals who understand the importance and value of a service dog and establishing appropriate interactions. But outside of those situations, do not just let him say hi to whoever asks. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions about these exercises. The other thing we worked on was building some duration with Silas, and I noticed, especially in his down, and we noticed that when he ended up in that nice rolled hip, he would periodically shift back and forth on his hips. Now that's okay, but what we don't want to do is acknowledge that shift. We don't want to acknowledge that movement, even just with like a, oh, is that good boy? Any kind of verbal acknowledgement of his movement back and forth once he's settled into that down is going to encourage that shifting behavior. And what we want, sit down. What we want is for him to get onto a hip and then be comfortable staying in that position. Yep. Yep. For longer and longer periods of time. So, if you notice that he rolls onto another hip, do not mark for it. Take a breath and then mark for stillness. Good boy. And again, you always want to cue him out of it. Touch. Yep. To help teach the lesson that you are the one who decides when he moves and not him. Okay? He's a good boy. He's come so far. We had a lot of opportunities to work through social distractions outside of this formal exercise today, and he made some really good progress there. So I hope you continue to see it at home. What a good boy. You're a good man. Okay, cool.